guys. Okay, today we are going to be doing something a little bit different because I was gonna do this whole Dance Moms conspiracy video, but when I was online, I found all kinds of conspiracies that I am dying to talk about. And since it's busy season in my house between Clara playing lacrosse and school and all of my pet appointments and all of my travel and all of my work stuff, I thought it would be kind of great if I combined a few of my activities into one and invite you into my kitchen to cook with me. So my Hungry Root order just arrived. Hungry Root's great because they're gonna ship everything that I need to make healthy meals right to my door. And the best thing about Hungry Root is that when I first went on, I did this whole little survey about preferences and the way I cook, and then it went through and it suggested things for me. I love that Hungry Root makes my life so much easier and saves me so much time because everything I need to make dinner is going to arrive in one package. So, oh, pad thai veggies and sauce kit. Ooh, that looks good. I really hate grocery shopping. And so anytime I can get something delivered to my door and it looks delicious and nutritious without additives, I am all in for it. Oh my gosh. So all of this looks amazing. And I don't know what I'm gonna cook. We're gonna decide in a minute. But if you wanna take advantage, I have an exclusive offer for you. Right now, you can get 40% off your first box plus one free item for life. I chose, I think this is my free item right here. It is the beef top sirloin steak. So I get, every time I order, I'm gonna get steak. So that's like an extra bonus. Love that. To take advantage of this offer, 40% off your first box plus a free item in every box for life. Just click the link below or go to hungryroot.com and use my code ChristiL. That's 40% off your first box plus free item for life at either hungryroot.com or my link below using the code ChristiL. So you are welcome. You can cook with me. So we're gonna start off. I don't think this is a conspiracy. I think this is kind of more a rumor. But let's start off with one that I just heard for the first time about Dance Moms. And I was like, there is no way that that's really out there. And lo and behold, it is. So the conspiracy or word on the street is that Melissa sang every solo song. Let me take off my glasses for this. There is literally no way on the planet Melissa was singing anything because it would be equivalent to me singing a song. But there's a rumor out there that she sang every song. I don't even know why or how that rumor got started, but I can absolutely tell you the answer to that is no way, no how, no day. Here we go. All right, let me get the baking dish out. Look, if I can cook, if I can do this, anybody can do this because I don't love to cook. So anything that makes cooking easier, I am here for. Okay. I got my seasoning pack. A little salt and pepper. Okay, little salt. Little salt. I love my salt and pepper shakers. Little pepper. And then what are we doing? The next conspiracy I want to talk about is one that I saw and I was like, this can't be a real conspiracy. People don't really believe this, do they? And yep, lo and behold, people really believe this. So have you heard the conspiracy that Katy Perry is actually JonBenet Ramsey? So JonBenet apparently never died and Katy Perry is her. You guys. That is insane. First of all, I think Katy Perry was, from what I read, I think she was 12 when JonBenet died and JonBenet was only 6. So first of all, the ages don't match up. But second of all, some of the reasons why people think this theory is true is because when you put Katy Perry's like facial structure and her eyes next to JonBenet and like, I guess age it, like AI age it or whatever, computer simulated, they look similar. They do look similar. There's lots of people that look similar. Jennifer Coolidge and Gabby Windey could be mother and daughter. They're not. That doesn't mean that Jennifer Coolidge like gave Gabby Windey up at birth and is secretly her mother. And I really don't think that JonBenet is Katy Perry. But the other thing that people said was because I guess Katy Perry's parents look similar to the Ramseys. People are like, oh yes, they changed their identity and they raised Katy Perry as Katy Perry. But let me tell you, if you're gonna like secretly change someone's identity, I highly doubt that you would be like, you know what'll keep you secret? Let's make you an international pop star. That'll keep that secret. Let's think about that. That was a crazy one. There's actually a lot of conspiracies out there about Kelly and I, and our contracts. But there's crazy ones about Melissa. There is a theory out there that she used to have an earbud in, like an ear microphone, and then producers would feed her lines. Well, you guys, Melissa didn't talk. So how are they feeding her lines? Obviously, if that is true, she failed because she didn't talk on Dance Moms. If you watch upstairs when we're all fighting, she doesn't say much. And what she does is basically like, I'm not saying anything, and then walks away. So if a producer is putting an earbud in her ear, they're giving her much more sassy lines that I'm not participating in this, or stop saying that, I'm leaving.
Seriously. I'm not going this weekend, guys.
Wait, I'm cracking up at the size of my baking dish and my 2 little chicken breasts. I mean, I guess I could change that. Let me change it. This is much more reasonable, I think, so let's switch that over. Oh yeah. Way better option. I don't know who I thought I was cooking for, but we don't need that much. Look, me cooking on camera gives me as much anxiety as doing my makeup on camera, because when I do my makeup on camera, I'm always like, oh no, all of the makeup girls are gonna be like, you're doing that wrong. So all of the cooking people are gonna be like, you're doing that wrong. I have massive anxiety because I'm not an overly great cook. Do you know where I learn most of my recipes from? Kelly Highland. Whatever she cooks, I'm like, can you tell me how to make that? And then she like dumbs it down, because that's what friends do. And then she's like, Christy, here's the cooking challenge version. I'm like, great. And then that's how I cook. While that is baking, let's read another conspiracy. Oh, this one is insane. The birds aren't real conspiracy. So basically, the theory is that birds are not real. They're actually just surveillance drones that were created and operated by the US government to spy on the public. So what happened is in 1959, the US government started getting rid of all of the birds by using toxic gas that was expelled from airplanes. So all the birds are dying from the gas. And then what they did, by 2001, they started putting little government drone spies in the shape of birds. And they're monitoring civilians by pretending to be wildlife. And they power themselves up by sitting on power lines. And if a bird poops on your car, it's actually a tracking mechanism. So you're actually being watched more. And the most advanced model are pigeons. People believe crazy things, insane things, which brings me back to another crazy Dance Moms theory. This person said there was a lot of planning in the season 3 finale. It's pretty well known at this point that the Lukasiaks were trying to go on a family vacation, and the fight was how the producers let them out of nationals. Okay, I will get started on this in just a moment. I feel like Christy probably knew when nationals were long before planning this vacation. Abby had her dance mom sign a contract at the studio saying that if you won a national title, you stayed at the ALDC for the next year. I think that Christy, didn't want that to even be a possibility for Chloe, especially since they were no longer taking class at the ALDC by season 4. So this person thinks that I planned the vacation specifically to get Chloe out of nationals so that she wouldn't leave and I could go on vacation. Okay, this is insane. There are so many different layers to this that are just so wildly inaccurate. Number one, yes, I knew when nationals was because we had a filming schedule at the beginning of the season. So they said, we're gonna be filming here, here, and here. These are our wrap dates. And we planned our vacation to start right after we wrapped. The vacation that everybody is talking about didn't actually start until the weekend after nationals. So nationals was supposed to be on a Saturday. We were supposed to wrap. I was gonna film on Sunday, like my interview, and then we were going on vacation the following week. My family was all going there. What happened at that point had nothing to do with nationals. Production added an extra episode in. Remember the episode, the cancer episode? They added that in after they had said that we were gonna wrap for season 4 or 3. And then that episode was supposed to be filming the next week. I did not want to miss my vacation for an episode that wasn't part of the regular season, wasn't originally part of the contract, and wasn't on our schedule. That's why I had planned the vacation, and I had planned that trip months and months and months and months before, based on the schedule that they gave us. So like the whole this was planned to get you out of nationals. Not true at all. Furthermore, the whole part about Chloe winning nationals and had to stay at the studio for a year, okay, that is true. That was part of the original ALDC contract. But at this point, we were on a show under contract with a network that contract was far bigger than the ALDC contract. So whether or not Chloe won nationals was under the umbrella of the show. It really had nothing to do with like the ALDC contract. I was supposed to stay because I was a cast member, not because Chloe would have won nationals as an ALDC member. That ALDC thing was more for the students who weren't on the show because there had been students in the past who quit halfway through and then they had to like give up their titles and it reflected poorly back on the studio. That's where that rule came from. So this whole conspiracy is absolutely false. Okay, here is another conspiracy that we're going to talk about while my chicken is cooking. So during the season 3 strike, Kelly and I renegotiated our contracts to be 4 seasons instead of 6. And Kelly ended up getting fired, which released her from the contract. And then Chloe and I fulfilled the remainder of our obligations through the Chloe Does It YouTube series. I am astounded at the amount of research and like connect the dots that people try to do. I wish that we had been able to renegotiate that contract for 4 seasons instead of 6. Absolutely not, had nothing to do with that. No, we were under the same contract that everybody else was with 6 seasons. How did we get out of it? Well, that's a video for another day. But as far as like me finishing up the obligations with the Chloe Does It series, that was a completely different thing that honestly probably would have happened even had we not come back to Dance Moms in season 7. That was something completely separate through the digital department at Lifetime that wanted to do something with Chloe. It just happened to correlate with us coming back. Oh, well, okay, this is an entire video that I would do a different day. And that's the MK Ultra theory, that the CIA did a project during the Cold War that experimented with mind control, LSD, and hypnosis. I truly believe 1,000,000% that Charles Manson was part of the MK Ultra, like whole mind control with LSD experiment. I know it makes me sound insane. However, I have read and seen so much supporting evidence of this. I absolutely believe it. Let me know if you want me to do a video about that, because I would. I think that one is crazy. Okay, I need to sprinkle this with some cheese and put it back in the oven. Ooh, these look good. I always love when I make something, it makes it look like, I don't know, that I know what I'm doing in the kitchen. All right, so we're gonna sprinkle this, we're gonna put it back in, we're gonna finish it off, make the raviolis, and have dinner. All right, well, let me know if you guys like this video, if you want me to talk about more conspiracies. I mean, I can obviously always debunk Dance Moms, but I think some of these other ones are far more interesting. But look, I'm gonna finish cooking and we're gonna go have dinner. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.